talking a little bit of NBA playoffs. We'll get into all that, man. We're gonna, like we always do, we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna talk sports. We're live. We're streaming on Rat Pack Sports Show Facebook. We're streaming on Twitter, Rat Pack Sports on Twitter. We're streaming on YouTube, Rat Pack Sports on YouTube. We're also on Rat Pack Sports on Twitch. We're streaming on my personal Facebook page. Um, and we're also streaming on Bucks Life. These are the live video feeds. And as we do every week, we're going to welcome everybody in as they come in. I know we're a little late tonight, but that is okay. Um, it is Thursday. Wednesday. It is Wednesday. And we just going to right now, I'm just gonna get on here and we're just gonna chat it up and have a conversation and talk about some things. We got hockey going on. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning that are in the semifinal round, the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Getting it done. They won game one last night against the Florida Panthers, and I am on record to say the Panthers was the team I was worried about. They have been very good all season long, and they have just, you know, they Panthers got the best record in all of hockey, man. So you can't, you can't take it as, oh, we're the Stanley Cup champions and we're gonna win because we could be beat by the Panthers. But that was before I watched the first round against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to go on the record right now and give some mad props to the Toronto Maple Leafs because while I knew the Maple Leafs were a very good team. What I didn't know was exactly how good they were. And the Maple Leafs are a very good team. They're a very young team, and a lot of times the in that series, uh, in that series, the Maple Leafs made the Lightning look old, and they made them look slow. And I said it a bunch of times. Luckily, we got Vasilevsky because I feel like we won that series, but I honestly think we were outplayed, and the difference it came down to when it mattered most was goaltending. Um, and I'm not afraid to say that. And I think anybody that watched that series would say somewhat of the same of what I'm saying. I'm not mad that we won. Trust me, I'm not mad that we won. I'm glad we won, but it's just um that close of a series, man. Game 7 in their, I think it was in their house, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in their house. So they're they're supposed to have the advantage in the game 7 in their house, and as a veteran team, I believe um that's what set them apart. That veteran team and the unsung hero of my man that came in. I can't remember his name off the tip of my tongue, but he came in after Braden Point went down, and Braden Point went down, and he came in that game, and he scored those 2 goals. His first 2 goals ever to score in the you know NHL playoffs, which is big. And then Vasilevsky, obviously being the goaltender he is, coming through in the clutch when we needed him to come through in the clutch. and making things happen in a series where out of those 7 games, I really feel like we was outplayed. I'm not afraid to say that. In those 7 games, I really feel like we were outplayed in those games. But when you have a goaltending and you have a little bit of the experience that they do have, ultimately the coaching, the experience of being in the pressure, in the pressure situations like they were in, that's where it all counts, and that is where we, ultimately won that series and moved on. So after watching that series, man, I felt confident, coming into this Panther series because going into this Panther series, after playing in that Toronto series, I really feel like Toronto matchup wise is a better matchup than the Panthers. Now, I'm not saying this Panther series is gonna be easy. I know we went in there, we won game one, and people feeling confident. And I talked to a couple guys, and they were saying stuff like, I predict the Lightning to win this series in 3, and or not in 3, I mean in 5, but or 6. And I'm like, they may win this series, but this series is going 6. I guaranteed. The Panthers are a really good team, and they're going to get 2 games. But I think that Maple Leaf series really set us up for this next series that we have, going on right now against the Panthers. That series felt like a conference finals. You know what I'm saying? To me, that series felt like a conference finals, and the team that won was going to the cup. That's what it felt like to me. But um, we got to get it done, and I think the atmospheres will be a little different. Obviously the Maple Leafs have a more rabid fan base, more history behind it, more tradition, um, higher expectations, and that shows in the fan base and the support that they do get. Playing down in Miami against the Panthers, not that kind of series. While the Panthers are a good team, them playing down there in Miami is definitely not that type of series where I don't think the fans are going to make a difference. There was some comments made by a couple guys that I know that were watching the game, and they was like, "Man, where are the fans?" And I'm like, "It's Miami, you know. It is Miami, and down in Miami, sometimes they don't show up until for basketball, it could be second quarter before the stands fill up. They don't really care about hockey down there like that, or any of the other sports. They're not selling out. You look at the Heat. The Heat is in the conference finals, and every home game they play in, you look at those stands before that game start, and you see a lot of empty seats until about around the second quarter, halfway through the first or second quarter. Then it fills up. They always show up late. And I think, in the playoffs, especially Lord Stanley, you're fighting for Lord Stanley, and your fans are not there at the beginning of the game when you need that juice. In the trip from Tampa to Miami ain't but 4 hours. So if you're a diehard fan like that, you'll make that trip down to Miami, go to the game, and then drive back home the same night and be up in the morning going to work. that's not a bad drive to make, especially if you with a group of people. Y'all can, you know, one person can drive a little bit, the other person sleep. Then you know what I'm saying. It's not a bad drive to make. If you want to go to a game down there in Miami and get back here in time before the next morning, get a couple hours of sleep, then go to work. Or you can just take the day off. But there's gonna be a different atmosphere, in this Panthers series when we're playing on the road. And I'm gonna say this: I think it's a welcoming feeling for the Lightning to be able to play in the game and actually tell the difference of their teammates. Because as a fan, bro, I can't tell the difference between the Maple Leafs or the Lightning because the jerseys look just alike. The uniforms look just alike, the same color blue. The only difference is one is white, one is blue. But when the Lightning is on the road, they're white. When they're at home, they're in the same exact makeup in blue. So I'm watching the game and I'm still getting confused who is who. Even though I know we not playing at home, it's just looking at those uniforms and thinking, hey, which one is the Lightning? I had to do that a couple of times watching that game. I'm like, which one are we? Are we the white or are we the blue? And I get confused sometimes when they going up ice until they put a shot on goal and then they say, "Oh, goaltender so and so." Oh, okay, we're the home team. So it's a different feeling, for those guys being able to play at home and on the road and looking on the other side and actually seeing a different color other than their own uniforms. So that might be a help. That might be something that I'm not sure if the majority of people actually thinking on that level. It is confusing. I listen, the colors are too similar. So I know at times as a player, it can be confusing, even though the other team has the darker jersey. You're used to seeing that same color scheme when you're playing as the home team. So you're looking across the ice to this team and they're wearing the same colors you are. That has to be confusing. That has to be confusing. Um at times. They'll never admit it, but for the average fan watching at home, it was confusing. So as a player, with them moving that fast, that has to throw you off. That has to throw you off. You running down ice, and then next thing you know, you look back, you see blue, you fling the puck, and next thing oh snap, it's going to the wrong team. I'm not making an excuse for their turnovers. I'm just saying. That's all. No biggie. I'm just saying it's got to be a relief to those boys. Now, real quick, I want to send a shout out to some people I know who watching. My buddy Mike, always supporting, listening to the show. Um, my other buddy, he know who he is. I won't mention his name because uh that's just the way it's gonna be. I'm not gonna mention his name. Mike usually is on the air and contributing to the show, so I'll mention his name. He's all right. Um, and everybody over at Bucks Life, tuning in, whether you catching this on the replay or you tuning in live, man, we appreciate it every week. Um, we're gonna have William Graves. He's gonna be calling in. Hopefully, I haven't heard from William at all this week. My man is MIA. He's gonna get fined too. We should have Boss Hog on the line. Um, and we're gonna have Nicholas Lane. Hopefully, he's playing in softball. He would have been on earlier, but being that the show didn't start, on time because I had an engagement I had to attend. Um, his softball game kind of run right at the same time in his normal segment. So he's gonna try and call in if he gets a chance. After the game, they my guy go. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? But y'all see the name in the chat window. That's my dude. That's my guy, man. That's my you know, oh man, sometimes you get that little feeling in your chest, like your sternum got a pop. It's like feel like somebody just jumped on it, jumped off a couch and just laying it on your chest, knee first. That's what my sternum feel like. Feel like I got a pop, but it ain't popping. So we'll see. If y'all see me start flailing around on the air, just call the man. Just call the man. Um, but we're gonna get into quite a bit of conversation here. I've been in a lot of conversation throughout the week. I wanted to get the hockey out the way first, because I got to show some love to the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's on their, not on their way, but they're on the third straight Lord Stanley Cup. So, uh, hold on. So I had to get him some props here. So game 2 is tomorrow night, at 7 o'clock. Again, if the Lightning come out in game 2 and they take this game, uh, the series is over. Much as I respect the Panthers organization for how they built that team, if you allow the Lightning to come in and take 2, it's over because you're not gonna sweep. You're not gonna sweep the Lightning at home, and from that point, they've stolen home court advantage pretty much for the whole series. So we'll see. But I would be watching that game on Thursday, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, and I'll be here at the house watching it. I'm not gonna go to a bar or anything like that. I'll be here at the house watching it. Baseball wise, we have the Rays, and they took care of business. I think this game is today. Let me see. Box score. Actually, quietly, the Rays are pretty good. And listen, this is not me talking trash because I'm a Rays fan. I haven't watched any games. Part of the reason why I haven't watched any games this season is because I have a Fire Stick, and this is for the Lightning as well. I haven't watched many Lightning games this season because I have a Fire Stick, and I use Sling as my provider. Well, Sling doesn't have none of the Florida sports channels, so the only way I can watch it is if I pull off a Houdini act. I'm not gonna go on air and tell you guys what I do. I'm just saying, if I pull the Houdini act, I can watch the games. But it takes a lot to do it, and I don't feel like doing all that. So I've watched very few Lightning games. The only ones I've watched are the ones that's been on, cable, like ESPN or one of the other cable network channels. That's not Bally Sports. They have to fix that. Um, they really do. And the same thing with the Rays, you know, unless it's a MLB game where they're playing on MLB, or during the weekend they might have the Fox game of the week or something like that. I really haven't watched the Rays. I follow the Rays through um the Rays Life group, which is moderated by the same people that moderates Bucks Life. So Um, that's how I get my Rays updates. That's how I, interacting with the fans in the group. That's how I know what's going on with the Rays. I don't rely on uh the four-letter network to get any news on the Rays because you won't find it. So I go to the people that actually watch the games. Unlike, again, the four-letter network, you got Ren and Stimpy. That's Chris Wilbon and the other guy that do Pardon the Interruption. I call them Ren and Stimpy. But um you get these dudes on the air, these so-called national minds, these national people, but yet they don't really watch the games. And then they got the nerve to go on the air and then try to trash us. Not just the team at times, but then they also, excuse me, I gotta cut the video for you real quick. I'm still talking, but they have to choose how to, they got to choose. They talk about the base. They talk about the base in the area like they watch all our games, like they watch all the Rays games, like they watch all the Lightning games, and that's not the case, man. Wilbon, Wilbon had the nerve to say that Tampa Bay area doesn't know much about hockey. And that's the reason why he I guess he figured the Maple Leafs will win the series. And I'm like, bro, we got 3 Stanley Cups. We got more Stanley Cups than the Canada teams got in the last, some of the Canadian teams got in the last 2 years. Like last, let's see, 20. Last 20 years, we got 3 cups. Maple Leafs ain't been out of the first round in 18 years, not 19. But yet, you want to say this area don't know nothing about hockey. That was my man L. Bushman. Appreciate you, man. Hey, we know this. I know Will Bond is from Chicago and he lives in Arizona, and he does. You exactly right. You are exactly right. And I feel the same way. Now, a lot of these dudes don't know nothing. A lot of them, a lot of these so-called national heads in the media, sports media, has no clue about any of our teams in these smaller markets, but yet they want to go on TV and try to talk down on us like they know something. They don't know nothing. I call them out in a minute, and I don't make no money. I don't make no money to talk sports. Uh, they do, but a lot of them are idiots, especially when it comes to Tampa. They never like Tampa, bro. They've never liked Tampa. We didn't do nothing to them. I mean, saying seems like the national media forgot we won back to back. Yeah, they did. They did. Matter of fact, uh, I think it's TBS. Yeah, TBS or whoever was broadcasting the hockey game. They have their little post game show, kind of like the whole setup how Barkley them on TNT got it. And this dude, this dude, I don't know his name because I don't know who this dude is, but it's the young cat. It's the young cat. We gonna It's the young dude, and we're gonna bring my man William Graves in right now. This man is on a dial-up connection. Look, listen, he's got zero, he's got no connection. But we'll get him on here. We'll get him on, he'll fix it. So you've seen the disgust, and if it made me feel good. You saw the sheer disgust on this dude's face after game 5, he predicted that the Maple Leafs was going to win the series. He was adamant. He was adamant. All his rhetoric was about Toronto, 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 Toronto. He wasn't even thinking nothing about the 2-time Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning. When the Lightning closed out that game 7, oh man, you would have thought somebody broke into his house, stole his brand new puppy, because that man had a look on his face, and it turned his stomach to even sit there on air and say Maple Leafs lost. And all his all the excuses he had to come up with to why the Maple Leafs didn't close out the series, not really giving the credit to the Tampa Bay Lightning on them being down 3-2, winning 2 straight and winning the series. He just could not believe it. And the other host was like just rubbing it in. They was just rubbing it in. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, because that's like some of the we get that a lot. We get that a lot from these so-called people who want to call themselves analysts, and they don't really know nothing about the teams that they talking about. It's kind of like in the we can even go to baseball with this. We can even go to baseball with this. A lot of people got a whole lot of trash and a whole lot of noise to say about the Rays, and you keep trying to bring my guy in. There you go. All right. What's up, brother? Yeah, so a lot of people got a whole lot of noise and everything to say about the Tampa Bay Rays. And the whole conversation, all they really want to talk about is, the stadium situation and the attendance, and especially if it's a national game, they always got something to say about the roof. Always. And it's just our luck. A lot of times in the national games, the baseball just happened to go into the freaking Raptors. And then uh the rules for the ball hitting the roof come into play, and then I just set them off even more, because then they start really getting a little excited to talk about how bad this is for baseball, and they need a new stadium and all this and that. Hey, we live here. We live here. I know they need a new stadium. We all know they need a new stadium, but until they do, that roof ain't going nowhere. That roof ain't going nowhere. So the 2 or 3 games in the whole 81 games home season, the roof comes into effect. They want to make a big deal about it. And then they always overlooking the Rays when it come down to when it come down to how Stu run the team, and we always, trading away and good players and doing this and doing that. And this also goes towards our fan base too, man, because I talk about it a lot. I talk about it a lot, how the Rays just kind of you can't really get a feel of who the guys is on this team. And if you buy a jersey of that player, it's about a 70% chance that player in about 4 or 5 years won't be here no more, because you're only buying a jersey of the players that's worth buying the jersey from. Like, you're not buying a jersey of the 20th guy on the roster, right? You're not buying that jersey unless they're you're a family member, or that's your player like a Brandon Phillips, who is local. He's a local guy, and he's done a lot of good things in the postseason. Coming up clutch. So he's kind of like a fan favorite, almost like when Joe Madden was here, and we had Ben Zobrist, who was a Mr. Do Everything. He wasn't the best overall player on this team, but he did a lot of things well, and he was a fan favorite. So a lot of people, bought his jersey. So, a lot of people have a lot of problems with that, obviously, and that being the reason why the attendance is the way it is, and maybe that might have something to do with it. Um, not being able to really get on board of a favorite player because ultimately in a little bit that guy gonna be out of here. That's just a fate we have to deal with, right? Just being in the market that we in. Um, Obviously, stadium situation as far as finances come in effect with that. And it's just the formula that the Rays been using. But we still get overlooked year in and year out as, one of those teams. Like you can look at the Yankees and they can predict the Red Sox and all that come in effect. No matter what the Yankees and the Red Sox do the year before, they always get picked as the favorite the next year. And a lot of times we as a fan base, we don't really I don't think we appreciate that enough what they're doing because of so much of the negative attention that's going towards the stadium talk and location and all that. Um, we got a lot of fans in this area that are, on that page of, well, let them move. This was before all the thing, all that went on with the two city thing, and people actually thought that the Rays was going to pull this thing off and was going to be in two cities or move away from. And then Major League Baseball just kind of dropped the hammer and said, "Nope, we're not doing that." And guess what, Stu? You're gonna have to figure it out here because we're not moving a major league team, and we're definitely not going to do this two city thing. That is not happening. So since all that, you not really heard much about the two city deal, and maybe that has calmed a lot of the fans down. And I also respect Major League Baseball for really like stepping in and saying something before the season, so these guys could just go and focus on baseball and not have to worry about getting questions about this ridiculous two city plan that Stu had in his head. And I listen, I respect the crap out of Stu for what he's done for this team and what he's brought the change that was needed, that we had under Vince Namoli. We needed a change. And he brought stability. As much as it looked like chaos, and as much as people say, "Oh, we always losing players," and no, he brought stability to an organization that was unstable. And Vince Namoli was a joke. The people he worked for didn't like him. The fan base hated him. The players probably hated him. He was the baseball version of what we saw in Hugh Culverhouse as the Buccaneers owner before the Glazers bought him out and stabilized that organization. Um, but Stu has done a great job. I'm gonna go on record and say Stu Sternberg has done a great job with the Rays organization. Outside of his plan that he thought he actually had a chance of moving this team to Montreal and playing a game here in Tampa, which is the most craziest thing I ever heard in my life, that people actually thought that was going to work. And I was the main one the whole time saying this is never going to be approved. This will never work because there's no way in the world the owners or Major League Baseball is going to sign off on this thing. And they really didn't. They didn't sign off on it. They didn't sign off on it. So, other than that, I can't be mad at Stu. I can't be mad at him because at the end of the day, this guy is really just about business. And honestly, if we want to be truthful about it, it is a business. And in order to maximize what you're doing as an organization, you have to have that revenue flow. So, regardless of where the stadium is at, this has been my argument the whole time. Regardless of where the stadium is at, whether it's in St. Pete or Tampa, if it's a brand new stadium, that is new revenue that is not currently coming in from the Trop. You got new revenue, you got new stadium naming rights. That'll be a heck of a lot more than whatever they paying for the naming rights for Tropicana Field. So that's extra money, right? Events, all that stuff. They'll get a split of that when you get events that come to the new stadium, no matter what side of the bay it's on. Um, the luxury box. You'll have more of those in the stadium. And businesses love the new thing, right? So if you get a new stadium, regardless if it's in St. Pete or Tampa, you're gonna get more corporations that buy in because it's brand new. And people like brand new and updated technology. And people like uh a brand new stadium. They're gonna come to a brand new stadium, and businesses are gonna want to have those luxury box seats and make their business deals in a brand spanking new stadium. That is not an eyesore to look at, and regardless of where it's at, you'll get an uptick in attendance. It won't be much, a couple thousand a game. That's my number. I'm not. I don't. I'd have never thought that it'll be something like uh what they thinking. If we go over here, we'll sell out or we'll get 25,000 a night. That's not happening. That's not happening. No, that's not happening. Uh, with all the people that's you know the unexpected influx of people that's moving here to Florida. Uh, right at this point, I don't think it even matter anymore what side of the bed it's on because those numbers they ran when they did all those reports, uh, I guarantee you they didn't run those numbers based on the how we've been flooded right now with people moving here, and they're moving to Tampa Bay area, Orlando, Miami. I mean, they moving all over the place in this area. So that's something that they couldn't have accounted for or predicted, at that time. I don't think they did that. So um, no matter where you put it at, I think you're gonna see a bigger number of people just based off of that alone. Um, and I'm not a hater of either side of the bay. I had Buccaneers season tickets. I've been to Tampa plenty of times for been to a hockey game. I'm not afraid to cross a bridge. I'm not afraid to cross a bridge for nothing. So it don't matter to me, where the stadium is at. Um, but to a lot of other people, it does. And to those people that it matters to, they'll show up for a little bit, but eventually they'll stop coming. That's how I feel about it. At first, they'll be like, "Oh, finally," and then once they realize, shoot, we got a downtown, let's say Ybor or Tampa or whatever site, and it still take you an hour and a half to get there. It ain't gonna matter where the stadium is at because there's no alternative transportation here. So if you go into a game, you have to sit in the car. And if it's in Tampa, uh, and the game is at 7, and you got to fight through rush hour traffic, you got to fight through the baseball traffic. You trying to tell me that just because you just 10 miles away in Hillsboro, don't mean you gonna get there any faster than somebody that's 15 or 20 miles away in Pinellas. Because I can just hop on the highway in Pinellas, and in Hillsboro, you're gonna be stuck on the streets with stoplights. It's still gonna take around the same amount of time to get to the game. It's just different roads we taking to get there. So to me, it ain't gonna make a difference where it's at. I've been saying that the whole time. They are building a new piece of Howard Franklin Bridge that might make a difference, but by the time they finish that, we're gonna have so many people here that ain't gonna matter. And they still like 3-4 years away from that even opening up. So by that time, we'll be freaking really overcrowded. Just like all the highway construction they did over in Tampa. It helped a little bit, but it's still logjam at the I-4-275 corridor. It's still logjam. You're not getting away from that. And you put a Rays Stadium in Ybor or anywhere in that area, and then you add that traffic to what's already in that area. They not redesigning the highways. They just did a huge redesign project on the highways right there. So they're many years away from redesigning that. I don't think there's much more they can do to it. They could expand it out, add some more lanes, but you add more lanes, you just add more traffic. So I don't know, man. For those people with that argument, I feel like they just like to make excuses. That's what I feel. You're not going to come to the game anyway, but that's your excuse. That's your excuse. You're the same person that's selling your tickets to the to Maple Leaf fans at Lightning playoff games, and you're a Buccaneers season ticket holder too, and you sell your tickets to Packers or Steelers fans or Buffalo fans, or they're those people. They just like to hear themselves speak. So they're not gonna do anything. They just want to make the excuse. But I just kind of went weighed on the left field rant, and really it was about Stu. But yeah, so with Stu, the whole stadium thing, that's the only thing I could put on his head, drop some bird crap on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't ever believe that was gonna happen. I thought that was bull crap from the start. That's what I thought from the very get go, that was all bull crap. William says he's keep freezing. It's not my problem. You on that connection, man. Get off that Wi-Fi. That's probably what it is. You probably got slow Wi-Fi. You probably get a better connection with your phone than you get with the Wi-Fi. And yeah, so hopefully we could get William in. I'm gonna just tell him to keep trying. Because I can't help him. That's his connection. So I can't help him with that. But yeah, but other than that, what Stu has done with this organization over the last 15 years. I know it's probably been a little longer, but I'm gonna just go with 15. Over the last 15 years here as a owner of the Tampa Bay Rays, there's only been about 6, maybe 7 organizations in all of Major League Baseball that have had better records over that time span. We're talking regular season, playoff wins. We've even been to 2 World Series. So You can not like him for his mindset as far as the whole stadium situation, but you cannot like him because he's a bad owner. Because what he has done with the organization since becoming the owner of the Tampa Bay Rays is unlike anything we've seen from a small market team that has limited access to funds. We're not the Yankees, we're not the Red Sox, we're not the Dodgers, we're not the Cardinals, the Cubs, any of those teams that could just throw multiple 100 and 200 million dollar contracts at players. We can't do that. And the fact that he figured out a formula and put together the people in the front office, even though all these organizations in Major League Baseball, when they look in the higher front office, they take it from the Rays because they see what we doing. That is success. That is success. And it's just like a great coaching staff where every time a head coaching job comes open, those teams are looking at your staff to bring in coaches from your staff because they see the environment you've created in your coaching staff. It's no different than what Stu has done with our front office. How many people from our front office is around Major League Baseball right now? In other people's front offices got promoted just sheer based off of the success of what we have done as an organization here for the Tampa Bay Rays. So I just want to put that out there, man, because I think there's a lot of there's a lot of ill will towards Stu. If you guys listen to the show, I've had my piece. I spoke my piece about Stu Sternberg, only about his two-city plan. I've never once said he's a terrible owner. I just said if you don't want nothing to do with the team, you can sell the team to somebody that want to do something with him, and we'll be better off. But I never called a man a bad owner because his track record don't say he's a bad owner. You can say all you want about the guys he's traded away and got rid of and done all that. What was that noise? Yeah, you can say all you want about that, but at the end of the day, man, you cannot talk about Stu in a way he's not like the Oakland A's or some of these other organizations, the Florida Marlins. Even though the Marlins have won to a few World Series, they've won a couple World Series. Everything else in between all that is utterly garbage. It is. It is. Uh, it is garbage. So we have to be, mindful. We have to be, critical when the guy isn't doing something right. But at the same time, you can't take away what he's done, as an owner of, let's see, 2008. We're in 20, so that's 16 years. No, hold on, 2008, 18, 14 years. 14 years. Actually, I want to say he might have no, he took over the team in 2007, I think. Let me look at this. Stu Sternberg. So Sternberg took over the Rays in November of 2005. Hold on, let's see. Owns the Rays and act as team managing partner since November. So they bought the team in 2005. So yeah, 2005 till now is 2005. Is that 7 years? Yeah, 7 years. So 17 years he's been the owner And it took him 3 years to turn this thing around. Um, from the time that he took over the team. But you, like I said again, if I could pull up, let me see if I could pull up what the record Ra- Rays record the last 15 years. I know it's in like the top uh record since 2008. I'll just do it since 2008. Overall, let's see. What is this thing acting weird? General record, total wins. It's not giving me what I want. Um, that's not what. That's the way I typed it in. Raise record since 2008. Maybe I'm looking at something wrong. All right, so let's just do it record by decade. That'll probably be better, right? So, um, in the 2010s, we were 860 and 761. Now that may seem bad, but that's a whole 10-year span. And I pulled this up. I pulled this up before, man. Now I can't remember. Um See, the overall win percentage historically as a franchise is 1,800 wins. And let me see if I can find a. Let me see. They raise total. Because I had it. I found it because I did a little research on it a few years back. I had it all written down. And it was like the Rays record over the last like 10 or 15 years. It was like top 7 or 10 in like all of baseball. And man, why isn't this thing scrolling? But they're up there, man. So that is definitely success, folks. If you're a Rays fan and you're listening to me, I hope what I'm saying make a little bit of sense and in everything. All right, so let's get, but definitely gotta always show some love to the Rays, man. They do great things. Right now they're second in the American League East. 23 and 25 and 13, I think, is their record. And it feels good to see the Red Sox not playing well. And the team that and this is the thing the team that everybody was picking in the American League coming into this season was the Blue Jays. Now they still may come up, um, but they're right there. I mean, they're 20 and 18. Yankees is best record in all of baseball at 28 and 9. So we knew that the Yankees would make a resurgence. That's just what they do. Red Sox are 15 and 22. Um, Rays still, but just by looking at this, they about top 10 in all of baseball record wise. plus 10 run differential. It's not great, but it's good to be on the plus side. That's got to be better. Um, we will see how well they do, moving forward. But they've already kind of outperformed people's expectations up to this point. They lost some key pieces in the offseason, and going into this season, they've been a little injured. So they've been playing shorthanded a little bit, but they're still, right at the top of Major League Baseball. So that's always a great thing. Um, when you can be faced with so much with the injuries and all that, and you still are putting greatness on the field. They are a great organization. Um, that is definitely a question that shouldn't even be um doubted. They are a great organization. All right. But we got Williams still trying to get in. So if he ever gets in, he may just have to call. He may just have to call the phone, the phone line tonight. All right. So I just gave him that. If he can't connect on the video, to just call into the phone, man. I mean, you guys can stare at my beautiful face. So what if I just sat here the whole night and did the show like this? Talk to the microphone. Would it be weird if I just stared at my microphone? I mean, stared at my camera while I was talking to you guys. Would that feel weird? Would it feel like I'm like staring at y'all? Would it get a little awkward? I mean, the camera had a weird angle anyway, so um, I don't know if I could fix that, but let's see here. I'll kneel it down a little bit. But yeah, man, so uh that was a little bit of the first hour. We probably got about 30 or 45 minutes left. Like I said, the show started kind of late. So we really couldn't go into the details of what we wanted. But I wanted to bring you guys a show tonight. And hopefully those tuning in enjoy the show so far. It's been a while since I kind of went deep into, baseball, and obviously every year I go deep into hockey because I mean it is what it is, right? Lord Stanley, the best championship in all the sports. Remember I said that. If you're not a hockey fan, I will advise you to be one. If you've never been to a hockey game, go to a hockey game first. And then once you go to a hockey game, you'll become a fan. It's a lot funner going to the arena and watching a hockey game if you don't understand it, because the speed and pace of it live is a lot different than the speed and pace of it on TV. Even though it's the same speed, it just look faster, more exciting. The atmosphere and all of that in person is a lot better to uh to be a part of. In my first hockey game I went to, uh Rays were, I mean, not the Rays, the Lightning scored 7. I think they lost that game, but I think the score was like 8-7 or 9-7. It was a crazy score. That was my first experience at a hockey game, and from that point forward, I was just like, man, this is awesome. And I really started paying attention. This was over in the Marty St. Louis, Vin LeCavalier years. Dan Boyle. Who else was part of that team? I don't know if Brad Richards was still here. I'm not sure if Richards was still here because I was doing the Keystone Cop phase with Oren Coolers and that other dude when they owned the team. That's kind of when they started they went and started fire selling all our people. We had to pretty much start this thing all over again. So what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna take a break. I am gonna black this screen while we're on break, and then when we get back from the break, I will return. So we'll be back in a little bit. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back on the other side. We're gonna get into some. We'll get into a little bit of NFL talk, and we'll also get into a little bit of football here, and hopefully we get Boss Hog on, and maybe possibly Nicholas Lane here as well. If we're still on, so bear with me. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back on the other side, and we're gonna continue this show here live on the Rat Pack Sports Show. We'll be back after this break.
What it sanks in my soul. Time is a path.
All right, that was nice there, man. No music, just a straight up riff and a hard guitar solo. So if you guys don't know, man, we are back and we are live Rat Pack Sports Show, Rat Pack Radio, WRPR, and we're here live, bringing you the best there is in sports talk and entertainment on a weekly basis. And tonight's show is a little bit of short winded, but we had to keep it going, man. This is Wednesday night. Next Wednesday, there will not be a show next Wednesday because I will be out of town. So um, we won't have a show next Wednesday, but we'll definitely do a Sunday night show next week. Um, Sunday nights during the NFL off season is usually a hit or miss because the Sunday shows are usually during the NFL season. It's just for NFL Sunday. That's what we normally call it, NFL Sunday. So we'll do our NFL Sunday shows that Sunday night, and we'll just talk about the the games of the day. Talk about some of the matchups and fantasy football and all of that stuff. But during the off season, obviously, no NFL, no football. I mean, we could talk about the you know USFL. We could talk about that, but we it's not. I haven't been watching it, to be honest with you, so I can't really talk about it because I haven't been watching it. So that's why I haven't been. Uh, that's why I haven't really spoken about it because I haven't really talked about it. So once I start watching, definitely will be talking about the USFL, but I haven't watched it enough to be able to sit here and talk about it in a detailed manner like. I talk about a lot of the other sports, and I want to send a shout out to my little nephew here, my man Brendan. Appreciate you, man, tuning into the show. So he's been tuning in every week, and appreciate him tuning in. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, actually, man. But we got Mr. William Gray's Rat Pack Sports Show contributor and co-partner in crime. He is finally on the line with us. He couldn't get the video going because he don't have a good enough internet connection out there in rural America. So you know he don't have the cell tower access we have over here in the city areas. My man is out in the sticks, so he literally has a internet connection where he's got to go outside and hold his cell phone tower up by hand. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's what it.
It ain't that bad
Some
now.
weeks is good. Other weeks is terrible. Hey, my man is look, and my man Brandon. He been listening to the show the last few weeks, and even he said it in the comments. He's still fighting with the Wi-Fi. My man William is fighting with the Wi-Fi every week, man. Every week. He's got to be on. Listen, I don't know who your carrier is, but
Comcast,
man, you got to get rid of them, bro.
man. Let me tell you what my options are up here for internet.
Comcast,
Comcast and
Net Zero.
Comcast and Frontier.
Well, Frontier not bad. They've got files. I mean, no, listen, I got hold on, you said Verizon, right? Yeah, I have Verizon. Oh no, you
no,
said
no,
Frontier. Never mind. Never mind.
yeah, no,
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 you're
no.
right. You're right.
I have Verizon for my cell phone service and everything and all of that, and I'm waiting for their fiber network to get out to where or to get over to where I'm at and everything, so I can drop Comcast.
That's how far this man stay away from people. They ain't even got to him yet. It's gonna be a while. You might need to call you might need to call Elon Musk and have him bring a couple of his Wi-Fi drones over your house, man.
Man, something. So on break, I was listening back to the beginning of the show, and you said you haven't heard from me in a week.
Yeah, man, I haven't heard from you. I've heard.
Has it really been a week?
Yes, you wasn't on.
Oh
You
man,
wasn't on
oops,
last week.
my
What?
my,
Hey,
mm,
this
my
man has lost
uh,
track of time. He's lost track of time. He's been.
man,
That's when you know you just out in the middle of nowhere. My man has lost track of time. He didn't even know from last Wednesday to this Wednesday was a week. This last. I didn't hear from him last Wednesday.
I was on last Wednesday, wasn't I?
No.
Oh man, oops,
That's-
my bad.
oh
Man,
man.
look,
Hold on. You no, hold on. Let me think. Last Wednesday. Anybody listening, anybody that's listening or anybody watching this video stream, do y'all remember hearing William Gray's voice? Cause I know Nicholas Lane was on last week.
man, look, I apologize. I really do. I'm sorry,
Maybe.
listeners. Just got just got a little
Hey,
on the busy side.
listen.
A lot of things moving and moving a little quicker than what I expected them to. I sincerely apologize. Um, but I'm here, Devo. I'm sorry, man. You come on, man. You
Hey,
know me.
my guy went to Vegas. Him and Nicholas went to Vegas, and then since that Vegas trip, y'all remember listening to the show that night when he was in Vegas and we were doing the NFL draft coverage that Thursday night, and I kept looking at him saying, "Man, you all right?" And he was like, "Man, no, I don't feel good." That was
Man,
that was, ever since he came back from Vegas, my man been like MIA from the chat group. He's been MIA from the show. You you and Boss Hog hanging out together, man, cause Boss Hog
nah,
what?
man, look, no, okay. So the difference between me and Boss Hog is I've only been MIA for like a week. This man been MIA since the end of the NFL season.
Hey,
Okay.
and then hey, we're laughing and joking about Boss Hog, but did you see Boss Hog picture on his
Yeah,
Instagram? My man dyed his goatee purple.
purple rain,
Yeah, purple
purple
rain,
rain.
purple rain. Ooh, purple. And then and
Debo tapping into his inner prince.
then he not gonna even come on the show tonight because he know what time it is. If he come on the show tonight, we gonna have at it about that purple goatee.
Oh,
And
oh,
and and
for sure.
and then and then and then this is a nice gesture by Boss Hog. Boss Hog is that's our boy. But we gotta give
Yes.
him the business, just like if it was me or William and we saw one of us do some funny stuff, they'll give us the business too. So we're gonna give Boss Hog the
Oh, for
business.
sure.
We're gonna give Boss Hog the business. He lucky I ain't got none of these photos where I can just throw them on the screen real quick. But Boss Hog,
Oh,
Boss Hog, if y'all seen Boss Hog, me and Boss Hog is probably around about the same height, maybe. He's a big guy just like I am, and my man has a uh uh his head. He should go in promotion for the men's hair club, the shaving club for bald heads. My man has the most cleanest shave on
man,
his
he
bald
does
head.
so.
This man has the most cleanest bald head shave I've ever seen, ever.
He got the Vin Diesel going on.
Yeah, he got the light just glistens off of his head. I mean, it's a beautiful look. So,
Man,
Boss Hog.
you know in oh, go ahead,
No,
Debo.
I was gonna say Boss Hog. For everybody knows he's a teacher. He was a teacher, and now he's in the administrative role. At the school he works with. Uh, Obviously, it's May. Everybody's graduating from school, and Boss Hog had a nice gesture for his students, and he decided to let all the kids sign his head.
Yes.
So
Yes.
he's got this picture on his Instagram page. If you guys want to follow my man Boss Hog on Instagram, you know what? I'm gonna let him get that out because I don't want to just be giving out. That's his personal Instagram. So next time he's on, if he's okay with giving it out, then I'll give it out for you guys to follow him because he got some cool stuff on there. But if you can still follow Rat Pack Sports on Instagram, and I'll put this, I can post it through there. But
Actually, you know what? I don't think I am following Boss Hog on Instagram. I recently just got back on.
oh, you gotta
And
follow him, man. You gotta follow him. So he's got like
definitely.
his head all nice. He must have just got it like shaved and everything. So he's got the purple goatee, and then he's got about 10 signatures all around his head. That's what Boss Hog is doing.
And the thing is, and I'm not saying this to be funny or anything like that, but there are some people that cannot pull off being bald headed. They can't.
No, you know why?
Like
Because they don't shave their hair properly. So they don't pull it off because you still see blotches of hair, and
yeah.
they don't keep it smooth. They let the hair that's still there grow back, and then you see the male pattern
hmm
baldness, and or
Yep.
if they're not bald head yet, you see the male pattern baldness, you see the bald head spot, and then they do the whole comb over routine and try to hide it like
Man.
you got some hair there.
Man.
Listen, LeBron James.
Man. Let. I'm sorry. I just got to say this.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst hairstyles that I have ever seen
What, you don't like the comb over?
in my life. Is the comb over. Man, look. If you got to do a comb over, just shave it.
Hey,
Seriously.
you're just hanging
Just
on.
shave it.
You're just hanging on, man. If you got to do the comb
Yeah,
over, you're just hanging on. That's all. You're just hanging on.
because I tell you what you guys remind me of, and it doesn't matter who it is. You guys remind me of that movie guy, and Debo is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's always the guy in the movie that's either an attorney or an accountant that just gets the raw end of the deal all the time. That's what you guys remind me of.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Just shave it.
Just shave it
Shave
off,
it.
man.
I'll have more respect for you.
Hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with that, man. Just shave it off. And hey, for a long time, what I was gonna say, my shoulder. For a long time, LeBron James, we saw it. Everybody saw it. Dude was going ball. Obviously he got millions of dollars. He could pay for, he could pay for somebody to put some hair on his head. But we saw it. My man was going bald, and his hairline was receding.
Mm-hmm.
So how you get a brand new edge at this stage where you probably should be bald headed?
Rogaine, hair plugs.
I'm thinking it's that laser surgery.
Bosley's. I mean, something.
What was that Karl Malone? What was that Karl Malone was doing? Was that Rogaine?
It was yeah, it was either Rogaine or Bosley's. But I will tell you something. I do know somebody that has used Bosley's hair treatment or whatever, and the guy doesn't get paid to say this, but he says it actually works. So if you guys are doing the comb over and you want to keep your hair, just invest some money, get you some Bosleys, and go on about your business. Otherwise, shave your head. Look, what is it they say? Bald is beautiful. Now,
Yeah, we know my man. We know my man had his hairline altered. Bruh, you cannot. you can you can all right. You cannot. Let's see. I'm looking at some pictures here of my man in 2005, 2008. Boy, the internet is always king. Boy, they got some pictures on here. Oh, they got some pictures on here. Oh my gosh.
Hey, by the way, couple of things. First and foremost, really quick, while I'm thinking about it,
all right.
do you think the Lakers are actually going to trade LeBron James?
Well, if who was it? Kareem? Was it Kareem? I think it was Kareem that said if he was gonna trade anybody, he would be trading LeBron James and not Westbrook, Russell Westbrook. And a lot of people was like, Why would you keep Westbrook? And uh
I have to admit, I was one of those people, man. Dude, Westbrook went to Los Angeles.
oh
Dude,
Westbrook got terrible. Westbrook got terrible, man.
quick.
Yeah, overnight. Terrible overnight.
Like man, I didn't expect that. But no, and then also um did I understand correctly in the chat room? Did the Magic get the #1 pick?
Yes, they did. Yep. Magic has the
Ooh,
#1 overall pick. Now for me, I could not tell you what does that mean because I didn't follow college basketball this year the way that I normally do it.
I'll put it to you this way. And of course, I'm not the basketball guru. That's Nicky Buckets, but I'm sure he will agree with me when I tell you
Mm-hmm.
that this draft coming up was better than last year's draft. This draft class coming up is better than what came out last year.
Well, I mean, if that is the case, man, hopefully they get a value pick. #1. I mean, that's a big. You got to make sure that #1 pick is the guy. You cannot. This isn't football. You know, you miss up the #1 pick in football, you can recover because the rest of the team will just pick it. Pick up the slack. But in basketball, you blow that #1 pick, and you're doomed.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, you're doomed. It's gonna hurt for a long time. Hurt them, hit them hard, hurt them real bad. That's how much it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Well, the I'm not exactly sure where Orlando is looking, but there's a few good prospects coming out. Several guys from Duke and everything that opted in for the draft. There are several guys from there that have that potential. But no, I just wanted to make sure I read that right. Chicago Bulls always going to be my #1 team, no matter what. But the Orlando Magic, and I've been on record with this several times, they are my guilty pleasure team. I, growing up in Tampa, right across the bridge from you, Debo, and everything. I couldn't help but watch Magic basketball. I mean, Bulls were on WGN. Orlando Magic was usually on, what was it, the Sunshine Network at the time?
Yeah, Sunshine Network.
Yep.
Yep.
So, but yeah, really happy to see Orlando finally getting a good quality position in the draft. Very happy with that.
Yeah, they needed it, man. They struggled for some years. Just developing the team and they needed that #1 pick. They've done a good job of bringing in some guys, and I hope next week when we get William Graves on. I mean, not William Graves, Nicholas Lane on with us. We go a little bit in the depth of how important that #1 pick is for the Magic, and hopefully what they could do with it and who they could pick up. What's the right guy? For them. So, um, but it's I think it's an important pickup for them. Um, for the franchise standpoint, and just something to build on because right now they don't have that franchise guy. They got some good guys around the league and that's been with them. They've traded off, which I don't understand. I didn't like the um what's he Vucevic or whatever his name is. I didn't like that
Hmm.
trade. He was a good player for them, so I didn't like that trade. But the rest of them, they were decent players. They were good players that did some good things. For the team.
Well, the only thing I'm hoping is that Orlando doesn't get crazy and trade away that number one pick. I like I mean, I guess it really depends on the player, but you know, I hope they don't get starstruck and try to trade away their number one overall pick for like an Anthony Davis or a LeBron James because if they did something like that, I would be sick to my stomach. I really would.
Yeah, yeah, I would too, man. I would too. Definitely something that need to be worked on as far as the Magic concerned. They need to make sure they find the right guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, really quick. Uh, Keeping on the basketball thing, and I know we'll talk more about this uh when we get Nikki Buckets on, but the Mavericks beat the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a shocker. That was a little bit of a shocker.
A little bit,
I
man.
mean, the
I'll be
Suns had the
honest
best
with you.
record.
I had Phoenix sweeping the Mavs.
Yeah, I didn't know if they was going to sweep, but I think a lot of people had Phoenix obviously winning that series.
Man, but that I cannot even pronounce his name. Not even gonna try to pronounce his name. But that 77 for the Mavericks. That dude is something else. That dude is impressive from
Luca,
start to finish.
yeah,
Is it?
Luca's a beast.
Uh, yeah, he like where I work at or whatever. They always have sports on. It's usually ESPN and everything. So late at night, they if there's a basketball game that was played earlier in the day, they replay it. So I actually get to actually sit and watch basketball and everything and all that. And I saw that final game and man, that that was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, what was more impressive, in that game was how well the pressure was handled on their
Hmm.
Dallas end. Obviously, we know
Now,
Phoenix got some athletes and they can make things happen pretty quick. But
isn't Jason Kidd the head coach of Dallas?
yeah, Jason Kidd is the head coach over there. Yeah, he is.
Uh, Look, out of you could have named 20 or 30 players ahead of Jason Kidd that you would have thought would have been a head coach before him. But I'll tell you what, he he's actually impressed me. He really has. But again, that's just my humble opinion. So what else you got for us tonight, Debo?
Man, honestly, bro, I went on my rant earlier.
Oh, I haven't listened to
And
all of it. I caught the highlights.
yeah,
Again, I will be sending the Tampa Bay Lightning. I will be sending them my medical bill for this past series and everything. Giving me a stroke. That's not cool because I honestly thought Toronto had that.
yeah, I said it earlier, man. I said it earlier that I thought we were outplayed in that series and the majority of those games. And after that game 5 loss, I wasn't really confident that they would be able to pull it off. I just wasn't seeing what I needed to see. They was giving up, defense was lazy. They just weren't playing Lightning, hockey the way that I been watching them play over the last few
Well,
years. So,
I do have a confession to make
uh-oh.
regarding hockey. As everybody knows, my the team I grew up watching before the Lightning came into existence was the Chicago Blackhawks, and I always kind of claimed them as my team.
Yeah.
This was before Tampa Bay, before Florida, and all that. This past year, I don't think I watched a single Blackhawk game, but I watched about 5 to 10 Lightning games.
Well, I mean,
But I don't want to be known as that guy that that jumped around and everything like that just because the Lightning were doing good. So I'm gonna wait till Tampa Bay has a crummy year, and then yeah, I mean I have to admit I have become a Tampa Bay Lightning fan.
man, you should have been a fan.
Well, Tampa was always my second team, but I wanted to stay true to the Blackhawks because they were there before the Lightning. But yeah, I mean, over the past several years, I've really liked what Tampa Bay has done. So, yeah, just a little bit of a confession, but now I don't know if I'm going to get rid of all my Blackhawk gear or not. But yeah, I mean, I didn't watch a single Blackhawk game this year. I was actually rather surprised.
Yeah, ouch. Boy, I got this pain in my back. Ooh, that job hurt.
Debo, you good? Debo, you good over there?
No, man, I got this pain between my shoulder blades. Man, my neck is jacked up. My neck, my back, my neck, and my back. Oh,
Well, I did see a photo yesterday or the other day, and I was actually gonna ask you about it. Were you at Buck's training camp here? Here, what was it yesterday for their
no,
first day?
no. You talking about
Okay.
the OTAs?
Yes.
No.
Okay. because there was a guy that looked exactly like you. I mean, to the T, looked exactly like you, standing on the sidelines with Tampa. And I was actually gonna message you about it, and I got busy doing some other stuff. But is there anything you need to tell us, Tebow?
No, man. Nope. I'm good.
You changed your career path?
Nope.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that guy looked an awful lot like you, man. I I just didn't know if you decided to become an assistant coach under Todd Bowles or not. I mean, you do have coaching experience. It might be in basketball, but you still got coaching experience. You are a former collegiate player.
Yep. Sure is.
Uh, I'm just saying, you know, I think you might be holding out on us, Debo.
Oh no. No. Never that.
Well, but you would tell us if you became an assistant coach with Tampa,
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Okay,
Yep.
just making sure.
No. No. But shoot, with that being said, where we at? Biological man. Uh hmm. Oh yeah. Well, I got to do. My back is killing me, bro. And it's in one of those spots where you can't reach it.
In all seriousness, man, you don't be fooling around with stuff like that, man.
No, I'm just gonna be jumping out of buildings. That's all.
You're gonna be jumping out of buildings.
Yeah.
What you jumping out of buildings for?
I don't know. Oh,
Man,
I'm jumping out of buildings to fly like Superman. That's what.
man, look, you better save the whole Superman thing for another day, bro.
Yep. So yeah, man. Where we at? 11:17. Uh, we getting close to the end here. I know we wanted to wait for William. I mean, not William, but um Hopper. Um, yeah. I mean, well, my man Nicholas Lane, but I don't think he gonna make it. So we gonna boy, my shoulder blades hurt. But we're gonna get hang this thing up in a few, and then we'll come back in a week, and hopefully, actually, like I said earlier, next Wednesday, I'll be out of town, so won't be no show next Wednesday, but next Sunday we'll knock one out. We'll have one next Sunday, and
All right.
oh, feel like a not.
Same time, 9 p.m. Or
Yeah, yeah.
are we gonna go on at 8?
Uh, I'm not sure yet, but definitely 9. Um,
Okay.
not sure if we could do it earlier or just maybe do a 8 from 8 to what is this 9:11? So yeah, 8 to 11, or we'll just
Yeah.
stay with the regular time at 9 and then just run it through that. But real quick before we go, there is a final score here, and Golden State won 112-87. So that is game one in the books. I think the matchup for Dallas worked for them in the series. But this Golden State team is probably going to be a little bit too tough for them. They just got better players, and sometimes you just not a good matchup. So, but
yeah, the Golden State team is definitely built for championship contention.
Yeah, most definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, it is 8:20, and normally we're out of here at 8. I keep saying 8. 11:20. Normally we're out of here at 11. So we're gonna get on out of here for the night. I gotta be up early in the morning for work, and that'll always beat over that. Mr. William Graves, you got anything for the listeners, man?
No, just really thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys. We really do.
Hey, they make everything easier. And my man Brandon's still laughing. Yeah, so with that being said, man, like I said, we would appreciate everybody tuning in to the show. My man Brandon, I know my buddy Mike is still listening, and everybody, whether you're listening on YouTube, my personal page, Rat Pack Sports Show page with the group, Bucks Life, appreciate them, Twitch, you know what I'm saying, appreciate them. So we're on the different networks, and at the end of the day, we gotta take care of it, take care of ourselves. So let's get on up out of here, Mr. Will Graves. As always, man, appreciate you calling in and tuning in to the show, even when you couldn't hear nothing. Appreciate that. And
always.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for us here. So with that being said, we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rat Pat Sports Show, and we wish everybody a good weekend, a good night, and we will see you guys in about 10 days on what is it?
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. So I need a massage, bro.
Man, you need some sleep.
That too, but I still my shoulder is hurting. It is.
Like I said, don't be playing around with that stuff, bro. Go get that checked out.
Well, I don't think it's anything serious, because I haven't really been doing much on it. I think I might have overdid it lifting some stuff. So, I'm always lifting stuff at work. So,
yeah.
But let's get on up out of here. William Graves, as always, man, appreciate you. Next week we'll have all right. Yeah, but I got distracted, dude. I'm looking at something here, and it just completely threw me off. I don't know if those listening, looking at it on the stream, if you can see my eyes, but I'm trying to squeeze my thoughts out through my eyeballs. But we're gonna get out of here, man. As always, Mr. William Graves, appreciate you. Nicholas Lane as well. He wasn't able to call in, but he'll be in next week. And with that being said, hey, we will see you guys in a little bit. And until next time, take care. And we will see you on the Flippity Flip. This is Rat Pat Sports Show, man. We are pretty much signing out for this week. We out here, man. Peace.